Hi, my name is Amy. I am a senior graduating this semester, so I'm super excited about that. Most of you guys may not know me. I'm the one that sits in the back. I don't really talk as much as I should, but something about myself is that I love listening to people's stories. I love getting to know people. I love hearing where they came from, stuff that's happened to them. There was a time back in my freshman year of college where I would carry around my iPad and I just go up to random people and just start recording, asking them, what motivates them in life, what makes them wake up every single morning. So it was really something that I loved to do during that time. I'm usually the one behind the camera, behind the scenes, asking people what they like to do and stuff like that. So today I'm here to tell you guys about my story and what has shaped me and how I have developed throughout something that I think impacted my life. So this is the house where I grew up in. I grew up in a traditional household. I had my mom, my dad, my brother. It was always just the four of us. Some of our family values were, unity, spending time together, always have dinner together. We pretty much did everything together. There was never a time where I felt that I wasn't loved or that I wasn't appreciated. We were pretty much, I want to say, the perfect family. Apart from, the usual fights and stuff that we had, like disagreements, there was nothing ever wrong in my life. I never really had anything that I could say ever affected me or that I had to deal with up until my senior year of high school. All my friends and family, they knew that we were the perfect family. No one ever did anything wrong. No one ever got into serious troubles or anything like that. My senior year of high school, we started noticing this change that happened with my dad. He became distant. He was still there. He would always be there for dinner, but he'd always be on his phone. I remember I have memories where I would ask him something and he just wouldn't say anything, and then I'd have to repeat myself, "Hello, did you hear me?" And it was very hard for me. My dad was my best friend. We did everything together. I talked to him about everything, about school and everything. So just to have that, relationship change, it was very hard on me. It wasn't until getting near to my senior year that I recall hearing my parents fight. And I just remember it was like one of the most biggest fights that they had. They were just yelling, and I remember I was with my brother at the time, and I kept telling him, "Oh, it's okay, everything's fine, no worries, it's gonna be okay." And I just remember my mom, she said, if you're not gonna be a part of this family, then let's just get a divorce. And my dad said, "Yeah." Just like that, without thinking about it, he said, "Okay." And I think that's where it all just went downhill, because we didn't really know what had happened. We didn't really know what the reasoning was, not even my own mom. I remember that was like on a Friday, and then that following week, me, my mom, and my brother had moved out, and we got into a smaller apartment. To this point, it's still just a little bit confusing. But during that time, it was my senior year of high school, so I had prom coming up, I had my graduation applications for college coming up, and I didn't have, per se, the time to deal with that. Plus, I saw that my mom was a mess. I saw that my brother was a mess, and I said, well, I gotta be the strong one here. I gotta be strong for them, strong for myself, so I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna, talk about it, I'm not gonna tell anyone, and I'm just gonna pretend like everything's okay and just keep going. And that's what I did. I became the strong one. Back then I saw strong meaning that it doesn't affect you. You don't talk to it with anyone else. You just ignore it, you keep going, and that makes you strong, not dealing with it. And I ended up going to college. Got accepted at the University of North Texas, where I am today. And I think what really triggered me to seek for help is that being alone in college, change of environment, change of routine, I started having panic attacks. I started I was having a lot of anxiety. I noticed that I started distancing myself from people, and I just became very lonely. And that's when I realized I need help. I can't do this on my own. So I went to counseling, and I didn't know what to expect. At the time, I was a psychology major, and I didn't know what counseling was. I wasn't really sure what it meant. And so I was just like, well, this seems like the right adult thing to do, so let me just go ahead and try it. After going to counseling and just taking it in, I realized that I never really truly dealt with it. I realized that I just pretended to be the strong one and was forced to put up this image of myself to not, seem weak, because that wasn't the right thing to do in my eyes. I've learned through the experience with my dad and the experience with counseling, I've learned that being strong does not mean that you have to go through it on your own. Being strong means being able to ask for help, being able to seek for help, being able to, be vulnerable and just say that, hey, I'm not okay. And it took a lot. It took a lot for me to learn that, and that's something that I'm still dealing with today. Thankfully, I have, my mom's support. I have my partner support, and I'm able to work on this. And I know it's going to get better, and I know it's going to be okay. And so, what is the point of this video? The point of this video is to show you that because of my parents' decision, I was able to realize that it's okay to be asking for help. It's okay to not have all the answers. So, now I can, even though I am working on it, I'm happy. I am graduating college. I got a good job. I have good friends. I have good family. I have my own apartment, my own car. I'm independent. And I'm in a good place right now.